Hola mi compadres, Brian the Bold here, and today we are playing War Thunder. It's been a long time since we did a video on War Thunder, but I felt like it would be a great idea to actually do this because, it was April Fool's yesterday, and War Thunder decided it would be a great idea to test out some things, but with a twist. And they did naval battles. For the first time in War Thunder history, we finally get to control a naval ship, and finally get to shoot cannonballs at naval ships. Isn't that great? Obviously it is. I had a blast playing with this. It was actually pretty difficult at first when I first played it. Obviously, because this was practically my second time I played through a type of gameplay or game that what was the word that allows me to control a ship. That's the first time I've ever done this. Second time really, because War of the Tanks did their little surprise to the console players with the Tog 2. What a lovely little beast. But this was actually pretty fun because I actually had to learn how to angle my shot, because if you see right there, I didn't get anything because I thought that you had to just to point and shoot, but obviously knowing War Thunder, it's not gonna really work out if you actually try to do that. So you need to angle your area of fire to actually get some shots. So like if you're really close, it's fine, but if you're far away, you're gonna have to angle it to a point where you just have to hit it. But what's cool about this ship, right, is there's two cannons on each side. So not two cannons, but each side of the ship has two rows of the of cannons. So it's actually pretty cool. And the objective of this game is obviously to control each point or to destroy every single ship on the battlefield. Now that might not be simple enough, but it is pretty cool. But the problems that came along in the gameplay was that for me, when what you just saw, like it stopped the sails, which I don't exactly know why it actually stopped. Probably because I tried to stop it. But the problem was when I wanted to get going, it didn't let me. It was just really weird. So that's the problem with me. Like, I guess they're testing it out, obviously. Like, this is obviously to test out to see if they can actually do it, and they can. So don't be surprised that they are going to add naval ships, because everyone wanted naval ships and this, and it's going to be great. So because of War Thunder, what they did for April Fools, and what Wargaming did for War of the Tanks for April Fools, I actually have a new interest for naval ship battles, because looking at this, it really looks very impressive. So if I were you, use these 3 days that you have left, because this is an event that only lasts for 3 days. So if I were you, play as much as you can. But the only bad part about this is I believe you don't get anything out of this. This is just free to play, but just test it out, because this is War Thunder testing out their new abilities to try to make new physics and make the naval gameplay, once it comes out, perfect. So it's actually really cool how they're actually doing this. To be on pretty cool to actually see War Thunder actually testing it out with live people, which is really cool to see. And also there's a little Easter eggs as well. But the music, though, the music is really cool. The music reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. I think the entire basis of this game right here reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. Obviously there wasn't tanks in it, but you know what I mean, the ships, right? And so with this map, it really does remind you of Pirates of the Caribbean. And with like all of this, I wish they would have added more land mass, so it'd be a little bit more difficult to control, to add more depth to the game and make it more intense, and be like, oh, I gotta go this way and that way, and try to make some sick maneuvers, dude. But it was fine what they did, I guess, for now. Sometimes there would be one control point to take over, or just one. And so right now in this gameplay, there's actually two to control. So you needed to control two, or else I believe that you would die if they control both, because I think like if you do that, it's an automatic win. Usually like in other games in War Thunder, if they control all the points, you still had a chance, but your rate of winning would quickly dwindle into losing. So with this, actually, it's kind of weird. it the whole basis of the game is obviously to shoot each other, and it's actually kind of weird how that works because you can get critical hits, but you can still survive a lot of shots. So with this, if you get shot, you're gonna lose a lot of health, but not too much. But there's a thing called buoyancy, if you can see in the top left corner. That is the buoyancy that obviously keeps you afloat, and I haven't seen my thing completely deplete to 0, so I believe that if your buoyancy goes down to 0, you will die. But of course, you buoyancy can't hit. You can die still if your buoyancy still hasn't hit to 0, because you can get so many critical hits that your ship just like, okay, I'll give up. So you just have to be careful with that. And as you see right here, I'm lining up my shots, and I completely just destroyed him, and so did he. So my guns are reloading, so it takes a while for these guns to reload, but not for too much to be complained. But of course, in this game you can ram. I don't think it's actually quite efficient if you ram. I think it just gives you just a slight advantage if you're getting a good position to ram them, where you can get a good slot right here, which I did right here in 3, 2, 1, boom. But these guns can reload differently, and I think there's a way you can shoot them one by one, but I just chose to shoot them like all at once. Now right here, I had to angle them, and I think I missed all my shots. So with naval battles, especially for this game mode, for those of you who are watching during this time period for the event, try to go for close quarter battles, because long range, I mean, if you know how to angle correctly, it's going to be fine. But if you guys don't know how to angle correctly, and you really are bad at shooting, try to go for close range. It really does help. So so far there is no friendly fire as I've seen on the PS4, which I'm really happy for, because there's so many idiots when I wasn't recording shooting, trying to shoot at the enemy, but ended up shooting at me. But thankfully I didn't take any damage out of it, so that's good. That's their fault, because they should have paid attention. So that's pretty cool too. And there's a lot of Easter eggs on this map as well, which I thought was really cool. Like they had a church or a staple, whatever, from Pirates of the Caribbean. So again, this was really based off Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like a nod to it. So I thought it was really cool, and the music as well. And then the cool part, the best part for me, is that if you tried to escape the entire map, that you tried to leave the battle, a kraken would come by and try to strike you down. And I thought that was really cool. So if you guys are willing to waste your time and going at the edge of the map to get slaughtered by a kraken, then if I were you, just do it. I mean, it's just, you know, do it for laughs and giggles, you know. Do it for the vine. But I really thought this game mode was really cool. I thought they could have added more ships to add more depth to it. But of course, you know, it's only for a 3 event thing. They can't go all out on just for 3 days, you know. But I felt like each nation should have had its own ship. Then of course, you know, well, I don't know. Like, you guys can tell me in the comments which type of ships each nation had. I guess they had different kinds of ships. I know, but like basically the teams that you have are the pirates and then the British, I think, or maybe it's the Spaniards, because I never knew this until now that like the pirates were British people. So I mean, the movies kind of gave that away. You know, it's the pirate dogs, the sea dogs, as Elizabeth used to call them, and they would also would attack the galleons of the Spaniards to take away their wealth and such. And see right there, again, that's the problem. The sails will not go up when I tell them to. Like when I go forward, they're just gonna stay there, and that's a really weak point. So whenever it's doing it again, that's ridiculous. I don't even know why it does that. I think that's complete bullcrap, and it needs to they need to fix it. But as you can see, I caused the last damage to that ship, and now it's sinking. And I like how it sinks. It's just, it doesn't like disappear like in regular games. Oh, okay, yes it did. Oh, I thought it was gonna sink all the way. I thought it did that. But I think another thing that I kind of want War Thunder to do is actually like let the carcass of the tank stay, or let the carcass of the airplane stay, and then with ships, let it just sink. And then, like, I don't know, do something about disappearing. But, you know, I feel like, you know, I don't really like how, like, when your enemies die, they disappear. I mean, I prefer them to stay. I know it's kind of creepy, but I prefer it like that. So, you know, like, again, overall, this game was really fun. The music was good. The gameplay was good. if you knew how to play it. The teams were good as well. But the only thing was, the problem that I had again was the sails. They didn't move when I wanted to, and you gotta be careful of turning because it's not fun. It's not fun turning. So use your speed wisely, because if you go too fast, there's no brakes in the sea. So try your best to brake, but you ain't going nowhere. Well, you are going somewhere, because obviously, no brakes means you keep on moving. Physics. So, I thought the game was really good. So, in the comments below, please tell me if you found this to be really good, because this is the first time I've played a Easter egg event, not Easter egg, but an April. Oh my goodness, why did I say that? An April Fool's event for any game, really. Actually, the second time if you count, World of Tanks. But I heard other things that they did. I think they did the Pony Express flight thing where you flew as a My Little Pony, and then like you flew it as an airplane. I thought that was pretty hilarious. I haven't seen any videos on it yet, but I've heard of it and I want to though. And then last year they did 2 events where you were on a tank, but the tank is that it was it was an inflatable tank with high penetration carrots and high explosive potatoes, which I thought was really cool. And it was I think there was hit points. I think instead of getting critical hits and then killing the tank with one shot, I think there was hit points. I think for what a tank's what it does. I'm not really sure about that. But then also they did a little if you're a big Star Wars fan, you're gonna really like this. They did some type of AT-ST thing, but they did it with a tank head. So you had a Russian tank walker, a German walker, and I think an American or British walker. No, I think it was an American walker. I thought it was really cool. I really like the whole walker scenario thing. I thought that was really cool. So I really wanted to try it out, but I didn't have a PS4 by then, nor a computer to play War Thunder. So I thought that was pretty sad for me not to play. I was like, I want to play it. So maybe if they could add it again for next year, that'd be pretty cool. But then again, they gotta make it new. I mean, a lot of people are like, yeah, get it back, and then other people's like, no, don't bring it back, son. We don't want today's garbage. So, I mean, for me, I think it would be cool to bring it back. So, yeah, these are my thoughts on the April Fool's thing. I thought it was really cool. So, you have 3. I guess I recorded this yesterday, but I'm speaking right now over this gameplay today on Saturday. So, I guess you have 2 more days, Saturday and Sunday. So, hurry before time ends, and just have fun. You're not gonna earn anything, I promise you. So just have fun, deal with it, and that's pretty much all I have to say. So thank you everyone for watching this video, and if you liked it, give it a like, support the Red Garden. This is Brian the Bold signing out. Stay bold out there. Ciao.